Today is a sad day for freedom of speech and individual liberties, as the author, Salman Rushdie, has finally been targeted and attacked by the Islamists, but that's not all of it. Let's talk about Sky News' reaction to this disgusting attack. Right, let's talk about the story. Let's talk about what's been going on. I'm sure you might have heard last night, Salman Rushdie, the author who has been a massive champion and advocate for freedom of speech and expression, was attacked. He's currently on the ventilators and according to his agent, he can't speak. Now, this was all down to what happened in Iran decades ago. It was 1979 when the nutter on the right-hand side, Ayatollah Khomeini, took over, brought down the last king of Iran, the Shah, and everything changed. Now, in 1988 and 89, when Salman Rushdie wrote a book called The Satanic Verses, the supreme leader of Iran decided to issue a fatwa to get people to attack him and wipe him out and end his life. Now, this was back in the 80s. Since then, Salman Rushdie had this personal security to protect his own life for saying things, saying words, because words hurt. Words could be offensive. These are the original snowflakes that originated in the Islamic world. Now, in 2004, the next supreme leader, who's the current one in Iran, reissued the same fatwa against Salman Rushdie, and now they finally got to him. Salman Rushdie, who once said that what is freedom of expression? Without the freedom to offend, it ceases to exist. It's a very important point to make, because otherwise, what's the point of having freedom of speech or freedom of expression? Now, everybody decided to condemn this attack. Everybody, even conservatives, liberals, centrists, generally speaking, civilized people in the world. Yet, certain people, knowingly or unknowingly, benefit of the doubt, are being absolutely stupid. One of them is Sky News. Sky News decided to, as the attack happened, minutes later, they decided to write this article saying why Salman Rushdie is so controversial. Now, this matters. Controlling the narrative and the tone of the debate does matter, Sky News, because there's nothing controversial about Salman Rushdie himself. He's just an author. He's an advocate for free speech. He talks about his ideas. He expresses opinions. Is that controversial now in the West? Because if you say that, if you write an article like this, then of course the enemies of the West will feel condoned. And they feel that, see, we told you this guy was controversial. We should have targeted them. Even the Western media agreed with Iran that this guy is controversial. Now, you might say that subjectively, not objectively, subjectively, his book, The Satanic Verses, could be, controversial if you're a crybaby from the Middle East. But that's not really the case in the real world. We've had a lot of reaction on social media when it came to this Sky News article. One person said, how about reporting on all the attacks on the translators of his book? Instead, you think that Rushdie is the controversial one. That is so true, because that's happened in the past many times. One person in Japan translated this, and that person got targeted as well. Sean Buckley says, Salman Rushdie isn't the problem, and absolutely agree with Sean Buckley. Carl says, he's not controversial. He has put his views out there. Come on, Sky News. I'd say you're better than this, but ... It is true. It's a good point. And we had, again, even from the top, you can see left of center Brexit user saying, why are Sky cowards? James says, delete your account. Spurs, which says, Iran TV must be so proud. Yes, you are literally playing right into the hands of our enemies. And you wonder why you're completely causing division across our country. It's absolutely disgusting what's going on right now with some of the mainstream media outlets, where we have to fight against this mentality. We have to protect Britain and British values, because otherwise there's nothing else we have left. And we are going to continue. I'm going to come back in half an hour, and we're going to have videos every half an hour today. We're going to talk about Tory leadership elections. We're going to talk about what's going on with President Trump and the FBI witch hunt. So subscribe to the channel. I'm my TC, and we are the media.